Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, lived a young girl named Elara. She was curious, bright, and loved to explore the world around her. Every night, just before bed, Elara would slip into her soft pajamas, the cotton fabric warm against her skin. The stars twinkled above, the gentle night air crisp and sweet. With a soft yawn, Elara would walk out into her garden, where the trees whispered secrets to those who listened carefully. The largest tree in the garden was the old Whispering Willow. Its thick branches stretched high, swaying gently in the evening breeze, and its leaves shimmered with the moonlight. Elara loved this tree. She always felt safe and peaceful beneath its canopy. Tonight, as Elara approached, she felt something different in the air, a sense of magic, something she couldn't quite explain. The old tree, it seemed, was calling to her. As Elara settled into the soft grass beneath the Whispering Willow, the tree's leaves rustled gently. It was as though the wind had whispered the willow's name, calling her to speak. Then, with a voice as soft as a sigh, the willow spoke. "Elara, my dear, come closer." The invitation was warm, like the gentle pull of a favorite blanket on a chilly night. Elara, always curious and eager for the willow's tales, leaned in just a little closer. The branches above her swayed with a rhythm that felt like a lullaby, setting the perfect tone for a night of magic. She closed her eyes for a moment, listening to the soothing rustle of the leaves, knowing that tonight would bring something new. The stars above were beginning to twinkle softly, peeking through the clouds as if shy, waiting for the willow's words. With the air feeling calm and inviting, Elara could feel herself slipping into a peaceful state of mind, ready to listen to the tree's next whispered story. The willow's voice filled the night. "Tonight, my little one, I have a story about the sleepy stars hiding behind the clouds." As Elara settled even deeper into the cool grass, her eyes now half closed, she could hear the willow's voice more clearly. Its words floated gently on the breeze, as soft as a sigh. "Tonight," the tree began, its voice as ancient as the earth itself, "I will tell you of the stars. Not the stars you see from your bed, twinkling in the sky. No, these stars have secrets of their own, secrets they whisper only to those who listen closely." The branches above Elara creaked, a sign of the tree's own excitement. "You see," the willow continued, "the stars are not always awake. They too grow tired after a long day of shining. Just like you, my dear Elara, they need their rest." Elara felt a tingle of wonder spread through her body. She had never thought of the stars as needing rest. They seemed so strong, so permanent in the sky. The willow's branches stretched wide, rustling softly as if to draw Elara's attention to the clouds gathering above. "Let me show you," the tree whispered. The willow's branches began to sway more slowly now, a gentle rhythm that seemed to match the quiet hush of the night. "The stars," the tree continued, "are tired after their long journey across the sky. They start their day at the very first light of dawn, stretching and yawning, glowing gently as they rise. But by the time the evening comes, they've been working hard, lighting up the world, guiding sailors, and bringing dreams to those below. They long to rest, to hide away from the prying eyes of the night." Elara listened, her imagination running wild as she pictured the stars stretching and yawning after a long day of shining brightly. The thought of the stars having their own daily routine filled her with a soft, dreamy peace. "How do they rest, then?" Elara asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "Do they disappear into the dark?" The willow paused, its leaves rustling softly, almost as if it were smiling. "No, dear one," it replied. "They hide behind the clouds, wrapping themselves in the soft mist, and there they rest, waiting to shine again tomorrow." Elara's eyes grew heavy with sleep, the gentle swaying of the willow's branches and the soft voice of the tree making her feel calm and warm. The willow's branches rustled softly as it began to describe the stars' secret lives. "Each star has its own rhythm," it said, "its own quiet dance that it performs as it rests. Some stars like to curl up tightly, tucked behind the clouds, while others stretch long and wide, stretching their light across the sky, even when they're resting." Elara could picture the stars moving in gentle, graceful patterns, floating in their soft cloud beds. The sky above seemed so vast, yet the stars never seemed to tire of their nightly journey. But why do they hide? Elara asked, her voice barely above a whisper. The willow's leaves shook gently as it replied, "They do not hide out of fear, little one, but because even the brightest light needs a moment of quiet. The clouds give them a place to rest, where they can gather strength for the next night's journey." Elara closed her eyes, imagining the stars resting, their soft glow faint but comforting, like the gentle flicker of a nightlight. She could almost feel their calmness, a sense of peacefulness settling over her. The stars were not just light in the sky. They were dreamers like her, finding their place to rest after a long day. Elara sat perfectly still, her back pressed gently against the ancient tree. The only sounds were the soft rustling of the willow's leaves and the occasional distant chirp of a nighttime cricket. She listened carefully to the whispers of the tree, feeling the warmth and comfort it offered. The stars, hidden behind their clouds, seemed so far away yet so close, like a comforting thought just beyond reach. The willow spoke again, this time in a tone even more soothing than before. "Rest is a part of every great adventure, Elara," it murmured. "Without rest, the journey cannot continue. Just like the stars, you must rest to be ready for tomorrow's wonders." Elara's eyes fluttered as she heard the gentle wisdom in the willow's words. She had always been so eager to stay awake, to explore and see everything the world had to offer. But the tree's message made her realize something important. Perhaps, in order to be her best self, she needed to learn the art of rest too. She had never thought about sleep like that before. Sleep wasn't a pause from life, but a part of it. A moment to gather strength for whatever new adventures the next day would bring. A peaceful smile spread across Elara's face as the breeze wrapped her in the comfort of the night. The night grew even quieter, and Elara could feel the air settling around her like a soft pillow, gently holding her close. The willow's branches swayed a little more, brushing against her skin as if giving her a comforting hug. "The stars," the willow continued, "have their own special rhythm. They rest when they need to, and when they wake, they shine even brighter. It's their way of finding balance in their light and their quiet." Elara blinked, feeling as though the stars were speaking directly to her, their soft twinkles now a warm lullaby in her ears. "But," the willow added, a touch of playful mystery in its voice, "the stars can't shine without resting. They need both parts of their journey, the bright, shining moments and the quiet, dreamy ones." Elara nodded, understanding the importance of rest now. It wasn't just the stars that needed it. Everyone, even the brightest lights, needed time to close their eyes and gather their strength. As Elara listened, her eyelids fluttered, the rhythm of the willow's whispers blending with the stars' sleepy song. She felt herself becoming a part of the night, a soft and peaceful whisper among the quiet hum of the world. The stars weren't the only ones with a secret rhythm to follow. She too had her own quiet dreams waiting for her. The willow's voice continued, a soft and soothing hum that made the night air feel even more peaceful. "Stars are not the only ones who need rest," it said. "Just like them, every creature, every leaf, and every person has their time to sleep, to rest, to recover from the day." Elara blinked, slowly realizing how true this was. She had always known she needed sleep, but now, listening to the willow, she understood that it wasn't just about her. Everything in the world needed its own time to relax and renew. "The stars rest because they must," the willow continued. "And so must you, Elara, so that you can shine tomorrow with all your energy, just like the stars shine after their sleep." Elara stretched out on the soft grass beneath the tree, feeling its coolness seep into her skin, grounding her. The quiet of the night wrapped around her like a soft embrace. The world around her felt so still, so perfect in this moment. As the willow's branches gently swayed overhead, Elara felt herself sinking deeper into the ground, as if her body was becoming one with the earth itself, resting alongside the stars. Elara's breath began to slow as the whispers of the willow filled the air, pulling her deeper into the peaceful rhythm of the night. She felt her body become lighter, her muscles unwinding as the warmth of the tree's embrace surrounded her. Her eyelids fluttered, but the soft voice of the willow kept her anchored. "Do you see it, little one? the willow asked, its voice gentle and calm. Elara's eyes followed the curve of the tree's branches, which seemed to stretch higher into the sky, forming a canopy of leaves above her. Through the branches, she could just make out the faintest glimmer of the star's light, still hiding behind the clouds. "The stars are always there," the willow whispered, "even when you cannot see them. They rest, but their light is never far away." Elara smiled, comforted by the thought that the stars were always watching over her, even if she couldn't see them. The sky was like a secret world, full of quiet moments that only those who listened closely could understand. And tonight, with the willow's guidance, Elara felt as though she too was learning the secret of rest, of letting go of the day and sinking into the calm of the night. She yawned, a soft sound escaping her lips, and nestled deeper into the tree's embrace. She felt like she belonged to the peaceful world of stars, clouds, and whispers. As the soft whispers of the willow wrapped around Elara, she felt the pull of sleep grow stronger. Her eyes, once wide with wonder, began to flutter with the weight of her own dreams. The stars, hidden behind their cloud blankets, seemed to shimmer softly, like a promise that they would return to the night sky soon. Elara could feel herself slipping into the same peaceful state as the stars, each twinkle guiding her closer to sleep. The willow's branches, though still, held a comforting sway, as if rocking her to the rhythm of her own breath. The quiet night felt endless, like a slow, calm tide, drawing her deeper into a safe, quiet world where only warmth and rest existed. "Sleep, Elara," the willow whispered gently, "for rest is where every great adventure begins." The air around her grew even softer, the night's coolness now a distant memory. It felt as though the tree itself was cradling her, holding her close until the world of dreams called. The stars, though not visible, felt closer than ever, a quiet force of comfort and peace. And as Elara's breath slowed, she felt herself sinking into a deep, restful sleep, as the willow's voice faded into the background, a soft lullaby that would guide her through the night. As the minutes passed, the night deepened, the air cool and filled with the soothing sounds of the world at rest. The willow's soft murmurs seemed to blend with the gentle rustle of its leaves, like a lullaby that held Elara close, guiding her further into slumber. "Sleep, my dear, and listen closely," the willow whispered, its voice barely more than a breath. "In the silence of the night, you can hear the stars' dreams. They are soft whispers in the air, as quiet as a sigh, as gentle as the breeze." Elara, her eyelids heavy, imagined these stars, now nestled in their cloudy beds. She could almost feel their soft glow surrounding her, wrapping her in a cocoon of warmth and comfort. The willow's voice became quieter still, as if it too was preparing to rest. "When you wake, the stars will be ready to shine again," it murmured. Elara didn't want to leave this dreamlike state, but her body and mind were so very tired. The peace of the willow and the twinkling stars had created a world where she could drift freely, without worry, without fear. All that remained was the promise of a good night's sleep, where she would join the stars in their dreams, both of them resting, recharging for the new day to come. As Elara sank further into the peaceful embrace of the night, her dreams began to take shape. She imagined herself floating through the sky, gliding between soft clouds that seemed to hum with the rhythm of the stars. The willow's voice continued to echo in her mind, its soothing cadence urging her onward into the realm of dreams. "The stars, Elara," the willow said, "are more than just lights in the sky. They are the guardians of dreams, the keepers of rest." Elara drifted, feeling as though she was being carried by the soft, cool breeze that rustled the willow's leaves. The stars above twinkled faintly, their gentle light now dancing around her like 1,000 tiny fireflies. She could almost hear them, whispering stories of their own journeys through the night, tales of shining brightly across the sky and then resting, like old friends gathering in peaceful slumber. "The stars are never truly alone, Elara," the willow murmured softly. "Even in their rest, they are all part of something much bigger, something that connects us all." As Elara drifted through the dreamscape, she realized the truth in the willow's words. She was part of that greater whole, as connected to the stars as they were to each other. The air felt thick with magic, each star a thread in a vast tapestry of dreams. She reached out to touch one, feeling its soft glow on her fingertips. The whispers of the willow grew even softer, like a fading breeze, and Elara's heart settled into a steady rhythm. In her mind, she drifted alongside the stars, each of them wrapped in their own quiet dreams. She could almost hear their soft, unhurried breathing, like a gentle wind moving through the sky. The willow's branches swayed in time with her thoughts, guiding her further into the peaceful embrace of sleep. "Rest, little one," the willow whispered once more, "for the stars are your companions on this journey." Elara felt the weight of the day slip away as she sank deeper into the soft glow of the willow's comfort. The night was no longer a thing to fear. It was a friend, a safe haven where stars, dreams, and hearts all found solace. She imagined herself floating up, rising with the stars as they twinkled softly in the sky. They were not in a rush. They, like her, had no need for hurry. They were simply existing, resting, shining in their own time. Elara could almost see the stars' soft, peaceful light, nestled in the clouds, waiting for morning to call them back. For now they were content to sleep, and so was she. The world around Elara had become soft, almost dreamlike, as the night stretched on. The twinkling stars that had once seemed so far away now felt close enough to touch, their gentle shimmer filling the air with peace. Elara, wrapped in the warmth of the willow's embrace, listened to its whispers, each word sinking into her like a calming balm. "The stars," the willow murmured, "are not just for shining. They are part of a larger story, one of rest, of peaceful pauses between the light." Elara could feel herself drifting deeper into the dream world, her body still beneath the willow's protective branches, yet her mind was soaring, floating with the stars. In her dreams, she joined them, becoming part of the quiet rhythm of the universe. The stars, so often thought of as the symbols of light, now felt like soft, glowing souls resting in the clouds. Elara, too, felt this peaceful stillness deep in her heart, a warmth that spread through her like a gentle glow. She imagined the stars whispering to one another, sharing stories of their restful journeys. The willow's voice grew fainter, blending with the distant hum of the stars. Elara's breathing grew deeper, slower, until it was in perfect harmony with the rhythm of the universe. Elara's dreams deepened, the stars now becoming distant companions, twinkling softly as they drifted through the vast sky. Her mind was filled with images of floating on soft clouds, carried by the wind, all the while hearing the stars' quiet hum. The willow's whispers blended with the rustling of the leaves, now a peaceful rhythm that matched the steady beat of her heart. "You see, Elara," the willow murmured softly, "the stars and the night are more than just a place to sleep. They are part of the great, unbroken circle, where rest and adventure go hand in hand." Elara could feel this truth in her very bones, a gentle sense of knowing that sleep was not an end, but a beginning. In her dreamlike state, she imagined herself waking up in the morning sky, ready to shine just as brightly as the stars. But for now, she knew she could rest. The warmth of the willow's embrace and the calm glow of the stars made it easy to surrender to sleep. Every moment of stillness was a reminder that sometimes the best adventures happened when you let yourself simply rest and dream. In her dreams, she could feel the peace of the stars filling her heart, guiding her through the darkness with a quiet assurance that rest was an important part of her journey. Once upon a time, on a soft, moonlit evening, little Elara slipped into her warm pajamas and stepped outside into the cool, quiet garden. The air smelled of freshly cut grass and blooming flowers, a gentle night breeze ruffling the leaves around her. She made her way to the old whispering willow tree, its large branches swaying as if greeting her. Elara loved these moments before bed when the world seemed to slow down. The willow, her secret nighttime companion, had always whispered stories, though only to those who truly listened. Tonight, the air felt extra still, as if the stars themselves were waiting for something special. With a soft sigh, Elara sat down beneath the tree, leaning against its thick trunk. The leaves above rustled, and she knew that it was time for another story. The world was alive with subtle magic, and the gentle night was about to weave its comforting tale. The stars twinkled in the sky, as if awaiting the willow's whispers. Elara, full of curiosity, felt her body relax as she settled against the rough bark. Tonight, the night felt even more magical, and her heart fluttered with anticipation. The willow's stories were always filled with wonder, but tonight she could sense something different, something special in the air. A new story was waiting to unfold, and Elara was ready to listen. As Elara's mind drifted deeper into the embrace of her dreams, the soft glow of the stars above seemed to become more tangible, almost like a gentle blanket over her heart. The willow's whisper continued, though it had become a faint melody, something that spoke directly to her soul rather than her ears. In dreams, little one, you are free to dance with the stars, to explore the quiet corners of the night, the willow murmured. Elara imagined herself twirling with the stars, their soft glow illuminating the dark sky around her, each one singing its own lullaby. She felt as if she were floating on a cloud, light and free, her feet not touching the ground. The night air was warm and soothing, carrying with it the scent of distant flowers, as if the whole world were part of her dream. In her dream, she could almost hear the stars whispering to one another, sharing stories of their travels across the vast sky. They too are always moving, always shifting, the willow's voice echoed in her thoughts. But they know when to rest, to pause in their dance and be still. Elara felt a sense of deep connection to them, understanding that even in their stillness, the stars were alive with energy. She let herself drift further, feeling herself becoming a part of the quiet, peaceful rhythm of the night. There was no rush, there was no hurry, only the soft, slow beat of the universe, and Elara, in her dreams, danced along with it. As Elara drifted deeper into her dream, she felt herself becoming weightless, floating between the soft glow of the stars and the deep, calming embrace of the night. The stars, still hidden behind their clouds, seemed to pulse with a quiet, gentle light, like tiny heartbeats scattered across the sky. The willow's whispers returned, this time even more soothing, like a lullaby woven from the stars themselves. "You are not alone, little one," the willow said, its voice filled with tenderness. "The stars are always with you, even when you cannot see them." Elara felt a warmth inside her, as if the very night was holding her, rocking her gently like a child. The stars whispered their stories, their dreams, their journeys through the sky, and Elara, content and peaceful, let herself listen. Each star, she realized, was a part of something greater, a part of a vast, unending sky. They rested, they shined, and they dreamed, just as she was now doing. There was no rush, no urgency. Time stretched out, gentle and calm. Elara felt her body relax even further, her heart slowing to match the rhythm of the stars. It was as if her very soul had become a part of the night itself, forever intertwined with the peaceful, restful energy that surrounded her. The world around Elara seemed to shift as the minutes slipped away. The soft hum of the stars and the quiet whispers of the willow blended into a peaceful lullaby, one that wrapped around her heart, slowing the pulse of her thoughts. Elara now felt that she was no longer merely an observer of the night, but a part of it. The sky, once vast and distant, now seemed to hold her within it. She imagined herself drifting from one cloud to the next, carried by a gentle breeze. The stars no longer felt far away, but rather like close friends, sparkling with a soft, knowing light. She could hear their quiet twinkling like the gentle sound of distant chimes. "This is what rest is," Elara thought to herself. "This is what the stars have found, a quiet place to dream, a moment to rest and renew." The peace she felt was beyond anything she had ever known before. There was no rush, no fear of the passing time. In this moment, Elara realized that the stars had their own stories, but they too needed time to rest, to be still. And just like them, Elara was learning that rest was part of her own story too. As the willow's branches swayed softly around her, Elara felt herself sink deeper into the comfort of the night, her dreams becoming softer and sweeter with every passing moment. She was exactly where she needed to be. As Elara's dreams deepened, the night grew even more peaceful. The stars, still hidden behind soft clouds, twinkled with a gentle promise, a quiet light in the distance. Elara's mind drifted slowly, as if the entire universe were guiding her deeper into a restful slumber. The willow's presence, though no longer speaking aloud, filled her heart with a sense of safety and warmth. Every breath she took was in harmony with the calm of the night, each exhale carrying her further into a dream-filled space where time no longer existed. It was as though she had become one with the stars themselves, their quiet glow now part of her. The world felt so far away, but in the most comforting way. All that mattered was the stillness, the peaceful lullaby of the willow's whispers and the soft, unhurried twinkling of the stars. The night was her friend, and in the arms of sleep she was free. The stars, though unseen, were always with her, a gentle reminder that even in rest, there is beauty, and even in sleep there is purpose. "Rest well, little one," the willow seemed to say, its voice now a soft hum, blending with the whispers of the world around them. "For tomorrow will come, but for now you belong to the night, to the stars, and to your dreams." As the night deepens, the whispering willow stands tall, its branches swaying gently in the cool night breeze, keeping a watchful eye on you. Above, the stars twinkle softly, their light now dimmer, as they settle in the sky for their own peaceful rest. The tree's whispers, once full of stories, now become a quiet hum, like a lullaby of nature, guiding you further into the calm of the night. Feel how the warmth of the willow's embrace surrounds you, as if it's tucking you in for a long, restful sleep. The stars, too, are there to guide your dreams, their soft glow a reminder that you are not alone, even in the darkest of nights. Everything is still, peaceful and safe. You are safe. The world outside, with all its noise, has faded away. There is only the quiet of the night, the steady rhythm of your breath, and the soft glow of the stars watching over you. Let go of any last bits of restlessness or worry. Let the comfort of the night lull you deeper, wrapping you in a blanket of peace and calm. You are ready to drift off into your dreams, where adventure awaits, soft, gentle and kind. Good night, dear one. May your dreams be as peaceful and sweet as the stars themselves.